guys, I'm Tom Griswold. I'm a Ta Chi Fan in Song Shi Tai Chi Chuan Fa. And that means I'm a senior master in the original style of Supreme Ultimate Fist. That's what we're going to do today. So we're going to start out. I'm going to show you how the movements look. I'm going to do this, outer circle, basic movement, outer circle, outer circle. Now when you're doing this, I would like you to have your arms in front of your body. Outer circle, 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 outer circle. Be sure that you rotate from your shoulder. We want to make sure that you have full range of motion with your shoulder. I don't want you to end up where you can't reach up past this. You want to go like this. There we go. That's good. It's really, none of these movements are difficult. If you do them enough, your shoulders will react. You'll be a little tired the next day, but don't worry about it. You just haven't been doing this. I've been doing this for a long time, so I can do it for time. You just kind of do the movement, slow and gentle. You can do it as slowly as you want. You could do it a little faster if that seems to suit. Now our second movement is, as you might have guessed, inner circle. Inner circle. Inner circle. There we go. Music is kind of nice, isn't it? Just relaxing. Be relaxed. Tai Chi. Breathing is in through the nose and out through the nose. But you still, as in most martial arts, you exhale when you're exerting the force. So we're still doing inner circle, inner circle, inner circle, inner circle. And it should still be in front of your body, at least for the start. Inner circle, inner circle. Now I don't watch my hands when I do this, but I've been doing it a long time. So you may rather watch your hand when you start. Some of the movements, that'll help. Now we're going to do a press. Visualize a ball about that big. And you're going to start here at one side. And the lead hand is going to be horizontal and the pushing hand is vertical. Visualize that ball. You want to be sure you're hanging on to the ball. You don't want to crush the ball, but you don't want to drop the ball. So now turn. There we go. We get to the end. Just gently, smoothly turn your hands. Keep breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. Now this is one, it might help for you to watch your hands for a while, which you can do. I do it some. Most of the time I don't. But again, been doing this a while. Tai Chi is wonderful exercise. It's mild exercise, gentle exercise. It does not stress your joints or your body, but it's good for you. If we can do this 20 minutes a day, every day, that'll help a lot. Press. Rotate the hands. Press. Rotate the hands. Press. Rotate the hands and press. There we go. Now from the side, I forgot to show you that, but this one, it's coming back to about here, the way I do it. I like to turn a little bit. There we go. Now the next movement is to push. Doesn't really matter which side you do first, but you're just going to push. Now, when you push, your hand comes out, not quite locking your elbow, and then you want your hand to float up. This is one of our basic transition movements, the floating hand. So it's push, float up, push. It's almost like you're doing a long oval like a racetrack. Push. There we go. Now one of the other things to remember is to keep your shoulders over your hips. You want to be, you're not bolt upright, but your shoulders are over your hips. And this takes a while to get used to. Now switch. Now me, push, float the hand up, push, should come back about temple high maybe, go out, lower, come up, there we go. Now, my personal habit is to put the hand that isn't working right about here. Solar plexus height, maybe a little lower, but that's me. Some people just put the hand up, and that's okay. That's good. We're getting it now, aren't we? Push. Same thing. When your elbow is almost locked out, you want to float your hand up. Out. Up. There we go. Float up. Going to do the pull. Pull starts here, and you reach straight out and pull. Other hand comes across your body like this. Reach out, pull. Reach out, pull. Nice and relaxed. Keep breathing. The intent here is to pull. Every movement we have has an intent. Then from the intent, the energy follows, and then the physical movement follows that. So it's yi, and then chi, and then the movement. Yi is intent. Chi is energy. Reach out, pull. Pull. So in this particular exercise, you're inhaling as you reach out and exhaling as you pull. So it's and similarly from the side, you can see that I don't lock my arm out. Reach out, pull. Reach out, pull. Reach out. Now here we go. That's good. Now, flowing wrist. Up. There we go. Now there I go. See, I put my hand down the side. That's okay. You can pull it up if you want. But the only thing I caution you about is making sure that you have enough space when you're doing this at home. It doesn't take much space because you can do most everything we want to do if you can take a couple steps. But everybody's different. Be careful you don't fall over anything. Now, side to side. This is the flowing wrist. This is very important. Flowing wrists. You see it's coming in and down. Up, down, up, and switch. There we go. Flowing wrist up, down. From the side, it looks like this. You want your hand, you want to flow in the transition. You really don't want to be, you don't want to get up here and go and come down and go up. It wants to flow. That's what you want. Nice, smooth, easy transition. And then I can turn when I do this. See how nicely that worked? Anyway. And up and down. And up and down. And center. There we go. Now, I'm going to do some footwork. Be careful with this. Don't lose your balance. I try hard not to wobble, but sometimes I do. I'm going to start natural stance. This is, your feet are about shoulder width apart. And I want you to step back into play the guitar. Then I want you to put your heel of your foot about where the ball of your foot is, and we're going to flow up and do a double push. Back, push, back, push, back. From the side, that would be push, back. Now this is the yin-yang, and it's the primary power generation in Tai Chi. It's a weight shift. Weights over the back foot, weights over the front foot. That's how it goes. Now we're going to come back, and I'll show you this from the side to start with. Cat stance. Then we're going to do a crane. Cat. Crane. Cat. From the front, crane. Cat. Whoops, I lied. This is crane. Cat. There I go, getting wobbly. Now I'm going to kick. If you're not comfortable, don't worry about it. Just wait a little bit. Kick. 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 And horse. Now we're going to come back into the natural stance. We're going to step back into right, play the guitar. Maybe that's what Jimi Hendrix did. I don't know. Anyway. Now we're going to come back. Cat. Wait a minute. Got into the bush, did I? Never mind. We're going to put the ball where the foot was, and we're going to push. Come back. Push. Back. Push. Back. That's one of the things I miss about not seeing you, is that when I forget something, somebody will remind me. But anyway, cat, crane, cat, crane, cat, crane, and cat. Now kick, 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 and horse. Now I remind you on the kicks, if you're not comfortable, don't do them. Don't take a chance on falling. Just be careful. But you should be able to do the crane, the cat, stepping back into the cat stance, then doing the crane will help you with your balance a lot. Anyway, now we're going to do compound movements. The first compound movement is, well, you guessed it, it's outer circular movement. So we start like this, One hand pointed at the other elbow. I'm going to go outer, outer, outer. There we go. Now, one of the things I'm doing here is I'm pushing with the back leg a little bit, and this is called the ching. As you can see, I'm keeping my shoulders over my hips. That's critical. Outer circle, outer circle. Same thing here, from the side. There we go. Now, inner circle. Just keep it nice and smooth. In through the nose, out through the nose. Oh, and I didn't tell you. Be sure you let your hand just turn naturally. Throughout all this stuff, we'll be doing a neutral hand. Well, almost all of it. Anyway, neutral hand. That's Tai Chi. There we go. That's good. Same thing, you can watch your hand if you want to, or not. Now we're going to do the big press. The big press is like you have a beach ball. Comes up like this, and then comes down, and goes up. That nice? Beach ball. Same thing, don't break the beach ball, don't drop the beach ball. There we go. Oh boy, feels good to be doing this here at the Senior Center. We've been off a long time. This pandemic is really kind of getting to everybody, so I hope this helps you exercise, relax, have fun, get a little movement in your life. You don't want to, we used to always talk about, now this is a long time ago because I'm old, the freshman 15, well, we've got the COVID 15, and I've had one of those mixed blessing things happen. My MD said I needed to go on a low carb diet, so I did, and I dropped 10 pounds pretty quick, 3-4 weeks, and then I hit my old set point. Now I'm finally getting down below it. My goal is to drop 20 totally, get down to 170. We'll see how that goes. But it's frustrating when you can't get out and about. Fortunately, I live in a little pocket paradise in northern Jessamine County, just north of Nicholasville. And I can go walk on the lane. It's a one-lane dead-end road. That's nice. Still have to get off the road when the cars come by sometimes, but it's nice. Dog loves it. I love it. It's good for me. It's good for the dog. Hey, can't lose. Now, from here, I just want you to transition smoothly to the push. There we go. Same thing. I want you to float up, float out. Yes, when you hit the end of the stroke, float up. See how nice and smooth that should be? That's the goal. You want to be smooth. And you'll notice, if you want to add a little variety, you could. You could turn, 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 just to give your legs something to do. Water break. It's 20 minutes. I'm going to get a drink of water after I do, well, no, I'll get a drink of water right now because we got two things to do. Wendy always told me to make sure that every 20 minutes take a water break, so we do that. How about that? That's good. See, where was I? Did we do? No. We did the push. Now we're going to do the big pull. Reach way out. Come on around. Way out. From the side, this looks like this. Boy, that always gives my left shoulder a little workout. Little Rice Krispies. Little snack, crackle, pop. But as long as it doesn't hurt, it's okay. See how it just flows over, your hand comes over, now it starts out again. Yes, there we go. All right, keep breathing, in through the nose, out through the nose. One other little trick that is useful. It has some significance to the Taoist, spiritual significance, but from a practical point of view, the other thing that we do is you put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. It keeps your tongue out of the way because you really don't want to bite your tongue. People do it all the time. They stick their tongue out when they're trying to concentrate, or they look up, and the answer is never there, you know. So you need to, that helps. Gives your tongue something to do. Now I will say that when you're teaching and you're trying to keep people on the straight and narrow, reach out. Yes. Reach out and pull. Keep people doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's hard to keep your mouth shut and breathe through your nose. But anyway. There we go. Now, flow and rest. Another flow and rest. There we go. Through the nose, out through the nose. And of course, I didn't tell you this either, but you should be breathing from your abdomen. Like if you've ever played a wind instrument side to side, you know that this is where you breathe from. Some people say breathe from your toes. That's kind of hard to do, but you want to fill your lungs with air and you want to completely exhale as completely as possible, up and down. So in through the nose. And center. That was pretty good. Now, just to illustrate, if I can illustrate this a little bit, it is as you breathe in, you put your hand on your tummy, and when you inhale, push your hand out. Concentrate on that. You'll be able to fill your lungs. You don't want to raise your shoulders, and you don't want to puff out your chest. You want to breathe from here. Watch a dog or a cat or a baby breathe. This is where they breathe from. That's the goal. Now, we've gone through our basic movements, our basic footwork, and our compound movements. We have variations on compound movements, but one of the things I like to do in class is the 8 gates. It gives you a little movement. It gives you a little interpretation of the basic and compound movements. So we're gonna flowing wrist, center. Put your left hand, put your hand on your elbow, opposite elbow, and then step forward and ward off. That's part of the outer circular movement. Now it's okay if you did this, that's fine. But anyway, now we get to here, we're gonna roll back. We're gonna align the hands and we're gonna press. This is a little different, it's straightforward. Float the hands up, do a double push. Now, hand under the elbow, other hand to the shoulder, split, roll the hands out, pull, shoulder, flowing wrist up, and under, and elbow, flowing wrist out. Now, to keep it in a small space, we'll just back up, and we'll do the other side. Ward off, roll back, align the hands, press, float the hands up, double push. Hand under the elbow, split, circle the wrist, pull, shoulder, flowing wrist up, and under, and elbow, flowing wrist out. Now we'll step forward, ward off, roll, align the hands and press. Float the hands up, double push. Hand under the elbow, split, circle out, pull, shoulder, flowing wrist up, and under, and elbow, flowing wrist out. Now just so you can see it from the side, turn to the right, ward off, roll back, align the hands, press, float up, double push. Hand under the elbow, split, pull, shoulder, wrist up, and under, and elbow, flowing wrist out. Now we're going to turn to the left, ward off, roll back, align the hands and press, float up, double push. Hand under the elbow, split, circle out, pull, shoulder, flowing wrist up, and under, and elbow, flowing wrist out. Now we can take a step back, ward off, roll back, align the hands and press, float up, double push, split, pull, shoulder, elbow, flowing wrist out. Now from here, it would be easy to turn to the left. Ward off, roll back, align the hands and press, wrist up, double push. Left hand under the elbow, split, circle, pull, shoulder, wrist up, and under, and elbow, flowing wrist out. Back to the front, ward off, roll back, align the hands, press, float up, double push, split, circle out, pull, shoulder, flowing wrist up, and under, and elbow, flowing wrist out, and center. Now, we're going to do, there are some other movements that are classical, you might say, in Tai Chi, and they're fun to do, and they work pretty well. I'm going to do one of my personal favorites is repulse the monkey. One of my students always says, how do you do that? Because monkeys are pretty repulsive. But anyway, that's what this one is. So you're going to go, it's a diagonal block as you step back, and then you're going to strike. strike, block, push, block, push, block, push. Now, traditionally that's done retreating. We can do a variation on this called brush, knee, push, which is stepping, coming forward. It's not a variation on it, it's a different movement. But brush, knee, push. Brush, knee, push. Brush, knee, push. Brush, knee, push. And we're almost caught, aren't we? Anyway, now we can do repulse the monkey again. These are kind of the straightforward ones, a little easier to do than some of the others. They are a little more complex. Brush, knee, push. Brush, knee, push. Brush, knee, push. Brush, knee, push. That's an inner circular movement. Push. Brush, knee, push. Here we go. Block, strike. Push, block, push, block, push, block, push. There we go. Now, if things look a little different sometimes, that's okay. This isn't it isn't mandatory that you do something exactly the same. If you do it differently, for example, if you do something and you push off the lead foot instead of the back foot, usually it's okay. And I even sometimes do the repulse the monkey sort of movement. I like that block sometimes, that movement. I like the diagonal. Now, one of my other favorites, probably because I have a mule, is part the wild horse's mane. So this movement comes, the one hand comes up and with the palm facing you. When you do that, you're limited. You can't raise it above this. And that strengthen, and then you just part the wild horse's mane. And then you can step back, other hand, here we go. This coming forward too. And if we turn to the side, so right here, that's all farther my hand will go on. If I turn my hand over, I can come all the way up. But right now, that's where it's going to go. And then I part the mane. So it's go to the left if you want to. That's fun. There. Don't want to get careless. Sometimes I get a little carried away. Now, just for grins, you remember our big press with the big ball. Well, if you take that and turn it into a big figure eight, it's fair made, works the shuttle. It's a big shuttle. So it means it's got to be a big loom. But nice and smooth, in through the nose, out through the nose. Turn if you want. that and you want to do something in the middle, that's fine. You can do a double push. Now, one thing I want to be sure you understand is that when you do the push, you want to keep your shoulders over your hips. You don't want to lean back. You don't want to lean forward. You'll lose your balance. As soon as your shoulders are off your hips, you'll lose your balance. So shoulders over the hips, back, forward, back. Turn, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Turn again, forward, back, forward, back. Now, how about that? Now, let me see here. We've done some classical moves. We've done our basics, our compounds, some classical moves, a little bit of footwork, and we got to keep going because Wendy says we got to do 50 minutes. So we're going to do 50 minutes. Anyway, remember, when you're doing these, you use a neutral hand. If you're thinking of something else, if your intent has other than a neutral hand, which it might, then you need to see what your hand is doing. Your hand's still neutral when we're doing the exercise or the movements. It's not an exercise. When we're doing the movements, when we're doing the Tai Chi Chuan, as you can see, I can just make this up as I go. Depends on what I see I'm doing. And the order I combine them, that doesn't matter. It only matters with what I see. So we got this. I can step back. Kind of fun. Well, I love this stuff. If I didn't love this stuff, I wouldn't have been doing it for as long as I have. I have been doing this 39 years, as a matter of fact. I just kind of wish, well, I do wish I'd started younger, but life's like that. The nose, out through the nose. Now there are some more complicated, shall we say, maybe complicated isn't the right word, but trickier classical movements, and we'll do some of them as well, just to give you an idea. There's no reason to get bored when you're doing this, because you're not doing the same thing every time. You do the basics and the steps and the compounds, and then you might want to do something like, oh gee, wave hands like clouds. Just for fun. So you can see, you can keep yourself going for however long you want to do it. Nice, gentle, smooth. Notice smooth transitions. So, and I can switch hands. All flowing wrist. Step a little bit if you want to. close to done, but it's time for another water break. We must be about done, right? One little more thing, just for fun. We're going to do a different press. This is the one that's a little trickier. We got the ball right here in front of us. We're just going to do this. It's not going to move. We're not going to move. I'm holding that ball in front. This is another press. And as I mentioned earlier, the yi is the press. That's the intent. And if you do this, and you really have good intent, your hands, the palms of your hands will start to get warm. That means you're getting good chi flow. And you can move when you do it. Step forward, step back, forward, back. Nice and smooth. That's what you want. Don't forget, keep breathing. You want to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Tongue to the roof of your mouth. It's a good, safe place for it. Like I said, you can do this faster or slower. Push. Usually when we do movements, we like to do 3 or so. You don't want to do the same movement all the time. We can go right back and repulse our monkey again. Come back and do another brush knee, push. See how nice that goes? Vermeer works the shuttle. The wild horse's mane. Well, my mule isn't real wild, but she's pretty mulish. Boy, this has been fun. It really has. Nice and smooth. That's the goal. Breathing. Smooth movement. Tai Chi works on the idea that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So if you need the movement will happen. At whatever speed, it has to happen. There we go. Twitter in there. There we go. yourself and relax. See you the next time you come.